I was farming with my brother and we decided to look for an alternative crop. So we were looking at something that was sort of, alternative, a natural sort of a product and something that was fairly new. So we sort of looked around and a friend of ours was just getting into tea tree at the time. And once we had a look at that, it sort of ticked all the boxes that we were after. It was a natural product and it was also a native oil. It was really just a commercial decision originally to go into that sort of a market. But since then, once we've discovered all the properties of the oil, that it is antimicrobial, antifungal and antiviral, we've realised just what a wonderful product that tea tree oil is, and we now have a real passion for the oil. We use in many products at home ourselves, and most of our family do as well. So the oil ticks many boxes that we never knew at the start. Yeah, so this leaf here is probably about as good as you'll ever see leaf grow on a tree. So it's got very long leaves, they're very wide leaves so they contain a lot of oil sacs. So those tiny little sacs hold the pure raw oil and they explode and they turn to a vapour, and it's that vapour that's brought out with the steam that once it's condensed it's brought back to a liquid. Yeah. and then you just take the oil basically off the top of the water. Once we got our first production of oil in early to late 2000, the price had begun to crash. So we had to go and build our own small distillery and do all the work ourselves, which took a lot of blood, sweat and tears, long, very long hours, 7 days a week. But fortunately the price recovered, and since then we've had a pretty good run on price, and since that our sort of business has grown and grown exponentially year on year. From our first block that we planted, which was roughly 15 acres, we've now got cover an area of about 350 acres of actual planted tree. So our current production at the moment would be around 45,000 kilos. That's 45 tonne of actual raw product, and most of that ends up overseas, and that probably equates to about 400 drums of oil. So of the bush seed and the improved seed that we grow, the bush seed has a sweeter smell than the newer seed, but the newer progeny seed has a much higher terpene and phenol content, and the distillery is able to distill these in separate batches and keep them separate so we can market them to different customers.